Hi, you guys. How you doing? Thank you for joining me. This is True Crime, and we're just winging it. I was going to do this earlier. Sorry, Indigo. I know you like to show up, but I needed to postpone, this afternoon and put it to the evening, stuff going on here. So I hope that some of you are able to yet make it. And I know that for definitely some of you, like Dean, you'll definitely be able to be here. Now I'm looking for my hand lotion, of course, because can't stand dry hands. I have a couple of names to look at, and otherwise I'm just going to kind of keep it open, and you guys can request readings, true crime oriented, related. Of course, Putin is one of the biggest criminals, so feel free to ask away about him and the war there and anything like that you want to, because like I predicted, he would be doing things that would get him done for war crimes. And yes, that's already even, already started. So anyway, would you do me a big favor if you're coming in here? Just make sure you click the thumbs up. Thumbs up, please. Help my channel get up to where it should be. I've had it since 2019, and I really need to boost this. Hey, Clarence, how you doing, friend? Indigo Chrysalis, I'm here. Let's do this. I hope you've had your coffee, which, you know me, it doesn't matter day or night. This girl, I'm a coffee lover, so I could sleep. I can drink coffee now and sleep. It doesn't matter. And I'm having my coffee. The other thing is I'm not a morning person. I am not a morning person. It really takes everything for me. I'm very slow. I'm like a turtle when I get up. I like to have my coffee. Don't rush me. Don't rush me. So oh, yes, my marriage. I've been married actually now since 1990. So when I was filling out my Facebook page, for which I do have, I don't have a personal one there, but I do have one for the channel here, Blackcat Tarot. And I had to name it the Blackcat Tarot channel for, I think, Facebook. But anyway, that's what that was for. So I was filling that out. It made it sound like I had just gotten married and all of this stuff. It's so silly. But read the fine print, y'all. I've been married a long time. Long time. My poor husband. Oh, Shan just handed you your tea. That's so nice. And if everybody got their warm drink or their beverage of choice, I am just chilling out. I am just all about relaxing. I'm in quite a bit of pain. We have kind of a rain. Oh, hi, IT guy. You're always so kind. Thank you. I was kind of got a rain thing coming in. So I'm in like a lot of upper body muscular pain and skeletal pain. I meant to say more skeletal. So glad to find you're live. Need a break from war news. Yeah, I don't know how much of a break you're going to get here either, but we're definitely going to be looking at other cases here at a lot. And it might be, I may not be pronouncing because it's Dutch. Lottie, maybe, or Lot van der Zee. I've been asked to check on her. She was like a beauty contestant that had some sort of a Brugada or Brugada. I probably am not pronouncing anything correctly because, but apparently, let me just get, oh my God, my arms. I'm sorry. I'm feeling my age. I put out my arm and it's just like, oh, I've got a face like rubber. All right. Anyways, let me just show you how beautiful. Young lady. Let me just, share the screen. Okay. Here we go. Now you can see that's her. That's her there. You know, all these little pictures are of her. I kind of like to show from this perspective because you get a lot of different pictures. Oh, thank you. And thank you all who are joining the True Live crime stream that we are going to be doing. Form of amnesty: if they surrender, just have to say the word million and they will be given 1,000,000 rubles and a new chance of life. I don't know. I'll look at that. Right now, I am going to be starting to look at this case as a request. And her name, and I'm going to type it in here for you so that you can, if you want to, find her name and Google it or whatever. Or you can check this page out. You may have heard of her. So let's see. It'd be really smart if I put my coffee down. All right. Let me just see. So this is Lot. I'm probably not saying it correctly. Van. Oh, I keep forgetting I got the button on. Van. Okay, so that's who we're covering right now. And this is her in the pictures. Let me get to. She was a former teen Miss Universe. I would open up the Daily Mail on it, but I'm afraid we'll probably get like a dozen ads opening up. Okay, so they say that she suffered a heart attack while skiing on her birthday. And it was one day before her 20th birthday that it happened. She was in Austria, and after spending 2 weeks in a coma, the family revealed she died in the hospital. Okay. I mean, she's beautiful. She was a very beautiful young lady. Yeah, she was from the Eastern Netherlands. Enschede. Okay, her parents broke the news via Instagram post. That's just so sad. So they're saying that their daughter, beloved daughter, passed away in the evening of March 6th. And they thank people for their support, that she had complained of not feeling well when she woke up the day before her birthday. She's a beautiful young lady, only 20. I mean, how? I want to know more about, like, the parents described how she had been out with friends the night before, but returned cheerfully and without health complaints. However, when she did not emerge for breakfast, they went in to check on her and found her unwell in bed. And her daughter's health swiftly deteriorated and escalated into a cardiac arrest situation. After being resuscitated by her mother, she was rushed to a nearby hospital where she was put in a medically induced coma and transferred to a hospital in Munich, Germany. The parents had to make the decision to let her go because she suffered organ failure. And it is apparently, they said, this source says it's not yet known what caused her to have a heart attack. So anyway, that's what I'm going to read on. The person wants to know if maybe when she was out that night, if she may have been drugged or if something may have been given to her, or if this is just an organic death. So I'm going to take a look. All right. Now, let's see, which deck do I want to use? I did just get the Southern Gothic Oracle came out with a few extra cards, which I did pick up for my deck. I think I'll start out with that and see what we get. See if it's gonna work out with that. Okay, I know there's one there. That's it. I want to make sure. Okay. Because these are the new cards. You can always tell, So again, I want to thank you. This is Blackcat True Crime Tarot. I usually broadcast in the day. But as I was saying, I tend to be actually a night person. And I don't know why I thought to do it in the day. But I'm beginning to think maybe I should just do it in the evening. Because I'm more of a night person. All right. I'm mixing these up. Hold on. You can hear Bear now with my microphone. Hey, Indigo. Are you still awake? Stone Music. Who was the other person that you wanted me to look for? There was another name, and I, besides this one. I'm pretty sure there were some names. Didn't you leave me something? I have been trying to do a lot. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. This is actually, I should get and put the artist's link. There's the Bay Area artist that is my backdrop here. And this is actually the Queen of Wands. Her artwork for the Queen of Wands. So, all right, dagnabbit, I can't stand it, you guys. I got to make sure this is all sorted out properly, because then I can feel the cards, and I get very fussy about it. It's distracting, I think, for me. So I've got to get the deck so it's all just so, and I don't have that feeling like I'm trying to push a reading with cards that feel wonky or not balanced to me. Okay. Yeah, so I'm a night owl. I was born in the evening. I come more alive in the evening. In the morning, I am very, very slow. I am not a morning person. And I think, especially if you have like chronic pain issues, that kind of thing, as you age in particularly, can be something that you notice too. The mornings are hardest because I've got to get my medication into my bloodstream so that I can move around. I'm like, ugh. Okay. But if this works out, I may flip the broadcast to an 8 p.m. It just seems like it might work better with the household and online. And more so that also with me. Jennifer Cressy, yes, I certainly will. Putting a star there. Let me just roll back. Thank you. Yes, it was Alina. That's Putin's reportedly girlfriend. And Tanya, okay, got those names starred. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Let me just double check, make sure that, and hey, Chris Hambrick, want to make sure, and Rhonda Rue and Kaya Noel. Just want to say hi to everyone that's tuning in. And Rosie Cheeks, so cute. JR, Brenda. All right, I've nearly got it, y'all. It's been one of those weeks where it's like I gotta go really slowly. And if I do that, then I'm good. All right, there we go. I like that already better. And I'm wearing my ridiculously long eyelashes here tonight. Where else can I wear them? I don't go anywhere. You know, COVID and everything. I'm still not keen to get out there. I mean, when I have to do it, I will, but it's really kind of. Can I ask about a missing famous animal? Yes, absolutely. That would be awesome. Awesome kind of question. Go right ahead, Kaya. I'll make sure I star it. Because right now, just again to redirect us, again, if you have a question like Kaya and you want me to read on it, I've got 4 starred so far. Kaya's will be 5 when she puts it into the form of a question. Put it into the form of a question so I will be able to highlight it, Kaya. Thanks. If you have a question, true crime oriented, I also want to address the Orson and Oren as well. So remind me. Oh, God. I am so stiff, y'all. I'm not kidding you. That rain might be going over us, but it's still hurting me. I kind of wish we'd get it because we need it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I just like to have some fun. You know, I can't, I don't go, you know, I'm disabled, so I'm not, and plus I'm gotten older as I'm in chronic pain. It's harder for me to go out places and be able to enjoy it. So I think this is my way of being social and putting myself up a little bit, having a wee bit of fun. And my husband's like stopped me before I came in. He goes, "Those eyelashes, Maya." Like, I know. He's like, "You're not gonna wear them like that all the time, are you?" I'm like, "No, just for the evening." I said, "I know they're extra, but I like them extra." Anyway, but tonight's was a little extra. I even tried to trim them. It's like, dang. But anyway, thank you. Hi, P44. You are up in the UK. You go back to bed. This will get recorded. Thank you for popping in. I really appreciate it. Sharon Sight. Oh, you're so sweet. So kind of you. So, Kaya, the question that you had about, well, who was it? Was somebody? There we are. The infamous crow named Kennick in Vancouver, in Canada. Now, this is a new story to me. I didn't hear of his wonderful animal legend that he is. He went missing a couple years ago. Is he still alive? Oh, I don't think so. Just a gut feeling, but I'll read on him for sure. Crows are my thing. I've had them fall dead in the sky in front of me because of a power line here. But I've just got the biggest heart for them. I love them, love them, love them. And so I take that with all reverence, but I don't think so. I think he may have passed, that crow. It's just a deep, deep feeling. Aw. Take care of your mom, Clarence. We love you. And give your mom a kiss on the head for us. Make sure everyone's comfy. And you take care of yourself too. Try to enjoy your evening. Put on something you like to listen to, whatever. Get to bed. Thank you so much, Clarence. You are a hun. You really are. Yes, crowd are good people. Okay, so I'm going to star that stone. Okay. Now, Indigo Chrysalis, is this, are your cards for the, I didn't mean to, is that for the crow, or are you reading on, which I meant to put back up? See, I'm all over the place. This should be on lot. Latvendersee. Okay, let me just see. All right, so that's who I'm wanting to go back to, and that's where we're going to start off with. And I'm just trying to collect up the questions. Yeah, if I don't say that correctly, can somebody type phonetically how you pronounce the Dutch pronunciation of that? It's important to say people's names correctly. I know I appreciate it, but I also understand when people get my name screwed up. Okay, so firstly, we're going to look at, again, with her. I keep wanting to like say Lottie, but that's loot, would be loot. Or is it oo or ah? Cool, Mama Bear. And I encourage any of you, whether you have a channel or not, doesn't matter. If you've got some cards sitting there, feel free. I think indeed it's probably what I should have done. Well, I actually did, is to read along with other readers a lot of the time. I can't help it. Lottie. Thank you, Dora. I had a feeling that there was a long E on the end of that, but I was afraid I wouldn't, put it in the right place. That's important to me. Thank you, Lottie. Gorgeous, beautiful young lady. Not a day before her 20th birthday. Okay, so the question is basically, because that she had been out with friends the night before, did she somehow become subjected to something that could have caused her passing or contributed or exacerbated? Some people, wondering like, was she dosed or maybe even? So I'm just going to look to see if this is like a natural passing, because although I didn't get it, like I said before, this source has said that she may have had this condition, a genetic disorder that deals with the electrical activity of the heart, and it's abnormal. And it's called Brugada syndrome. And I don't know if she had that or not, but that's just part of information I've been given, so I'm sharing that. Let's just see what we get. Dialing into her. I get the blessed child, lost innocence, purity. I tend to think it may have been natural, but let me just check, because that's just the first card and I read in pairs. Have to even remind myself of that. Fertility, love, peach. She was very loved. Very, very loved. That shows that. And so I don't see, I think that the cards are saying that there's nobody here that we're picking up with any animosity toward her to try and do that, In fact, there was awakening, shadow work, and I think she was starting to mature. Thank you, Rosy Cheeks. I so appreciate that. Every little bit helps, and I am deeply appreciative. And the dog, which is loyalty. Excuse me. Hang on a minute. Okay, so I am not getting any shadow thing. I'm getting loyalty around her and love around her. And I am just feeling that with the black coffee, with the early death, that her early death was actually part of her, I think, agreement that she came into this world with. And that she has, I'm not seeing any malice around her. I'm seeing the card of the peach of love and loyalty. Yes, I will definitely go back on that. You um oh, and in Dutch it's pronounced lol, lolje, lotti. In Dutch it's pronounced lotte. Okay, that makes more sense. Lotte. So I'm seeing that really the first four cards to me are saying she was an advanced soul, actually, especially with this black coffee next to the purity card, the blessed child, purity, lost innocence. Um, there's nothing dark around any of that. It's like she's just loved, and it feels like it was just her time to go. There was an awakening that she had reached that was important. Yeah, divinity, awe, and awe as in AWE. And self-awareness and clarity. Again, a feeling that she was advanced beyond probably her years in some certain ways. I just see this as like a very advanced soul. And she achieved the goal that she came here to do, and that was just, it was just her time, as agreed with divinity, to return back to source. There's nothing I don't see anything here that, yeah, no, I don't see that there's anything here that looks like anyone tampered with anything like that. There's the crow, which is announcing the morning, and the third eye with the pine cone. Yes, looking at it, it's just truly was her time to exit. Okay, that's what I get for her. Okay. All right. So I did want to look at that couple though again. Um, in Utah, Crystal Turner and um, Kylan, just like very very quickly. Okay. Excuse me. All right, so let me go to the starred questions. I'm going to put this on mute. All right. Let's see. Brenda has a question. Can you do a reading on Jennifer Cressy? Or Cressy? And I certainly can. So what I'm going to do, and just so I can kind of get a picture for you guys so you can see what this person looks like and remind you, I think it's important that they're not just a name on a piece of paper or on the computer. So this is Jennifer. Her case is fairly well known. And it's just incredible that nothing, 16 years, it's been 16 years. In January, marked 16 years, the 24th of January of this year. 16 years since she's been missing. Okay. I hate how they have these great big ads plastered over it. Okay. So she's been missing. Let me share the screen with you. Gonna share the screen with you. All right. Okay. All right. So you can see here Jennifer Cressy. That's what she, blonde, Very vibrant, beautiful, young. She was 24 years old. 24, younger than my own children now. In January 24th, 2006, when she went missing. Let's see. So they're saying that here's where we are. Almost 4 years ago, we came to an agreement with the Orlando Police Department that they would, over a period of 4 months, generate a digital file of Jennifer's case and give it to us at their requested cost of $18,000. We paid the price in full up front, Cassie said. That's her dad. Now imagine over time fighting for unredacted copies of the city's lawyers with the city's lawyers and trying to have our private investigators find Jennifer from all those files. Then finding out that the lead detective on Jennifer's case did not write a single report on any document since 2010. That's 12 years, Cassie said. We firmly believe the department's negligence and lack of competency has cost Jennifer the chance to be found. Although the family has stated that they've hired a private investigator in hopes that they could solve the disappearance themselves, Cassie said in a message that they can't act independently of the law. And independently of law enforcement when it comes to approaching potential persons of interest, because it would ruin the prosecution's case. So his team is ready to show any law enforcement agency where to go and who to speak with and who to ask. Wow. So that's, I didn't know that. So that's where they're at with Jennifer's case. Let's just see, number one, if her case is going to be solved and if her family will successfully get those files that the PD has negligently misplaced or whatever, because they had people not doing the job. How awful. Well, I get the crossroads. And it's a road opener. It's a decisions. And it is about whether or not she'll be found. That's the question I put to the cards. Will she be found? She ever be found? So this is making me feel like it's dependent on decisions that are made. There's, again, just like the family said, the possibility of being able to solve the case, but it matters, you know, somebody in law that has the authority to act. I'm sure that this is definitely connecting with what we just read about. Second chances, blue moon, magic. Well, I think more than likely there may be more of a chance that she could be found if they take a different approach, such as suggested by the family. These second chances going over, it makes me think of also another set of eyes going over files or information that was apparently not even really looked at. I mean, unbelievable. I had no idea that kind of negligence had happened in her case. I thought that, forgive me, let me get my coffee, that she'd probably fare well being blonde and pretty and just, you know, just the bottom line at the end of the day is that women really are not valued in this society, in this world. And not by all men, of course, but by a lot of people, and not just men. There are women that have this attitude as well. I don't understand it. Hang on. Okay, so the crossroads and blue moon make me feel like there's a possibility. There's a possibility that opens up because they might get somebody else to then go in and add it again. Yeah. Then I get the possum, which is deals with diversity, plurality. So I think now that if they can get something done with the information that their private investigator get those files and then get somebody to act on them, I think that they will be able to get the attention in the future. There's something going to come up where there's a window that comes up. And to make her case and get her case and the back out into social media so people will put more pressure on that PD. And the family are basing a lot of their just in their faith. And it does say rejoicing. So that makes me feel, and because it is solemn pages of the book, you can see that there's pages. And yeah, they are looking for these files. They want these, apparently, these important files from her case so that people can actually go over it properly. I had no idea that law enforcement did not handle her case right initially. This makes me feel that that diversity, plurality, I feel like they're going to get some of that information, some of those files, not complete, but some of them, and that there will be people working on that information that they're looking for from those files. I think some of these files might even get secretly leaked to them. But again, it is making it so that law enforcement will actually turn around and do something about it. They have to be the ones, apparently. It's just, I feel for these people. It's just not right. Justice, karma. This is the mojo bag. I think she will get it. And I just feel like it's a needle. It's just like it's like a needle in a haystack window coming open for some opportunity for these. I feel like that solemn book is paperwork on her file and information. And I feel like that information, whatever they can get, I think is going to be very pivotal, because then we get the mojo bag, which is justice and karma, and we get the mason jar of mentorship and protection. That makes me feel like finally somebody in law enforcement taking this case seriously and seriously seeking to correct past choices. And it's going to mean everything for this case. Because like I said, I don't think, but for this small window that it's showing coming open, that I kind of feel like if it doesn't catch it this time, and I don't know that it's ever going to be otherwise. Yeah, there's fear tactics, boo hag. And I think it's again, I feel like it's the PD there and the people that were in that were not up to par to do their jobs as law enforcement. And it's because it's about discipline and fear tactics. And it feels to me more like more like this is what has gone on. And I feel like it wants to talk about the thing that the parents were just recently. I had no idea. This was just this January. It's kind of funny how you're led to it. Somebody can lead you to it and you're like, wow. And the dates, it's kind of spooky because you're like, oh, that would have been just last month. The horseshoe. Yeah, it's luck. It's chance. Again, I get a feeling they're going to be able to glean something maybe from these files or information that they've been striving to get, which is ridiculous. Summoning drama, negativity, the conjured spirit. I feel like it's her spirit, that she's just wanting to be found. I feel like, it's bad enough, but then to have the problems of trying to get law enforcement, especially at that time, that was corrupt, that was mishandling her case. Now they've got to get somebody that will handle it. And I feel like her spirit is working on that. It says, the Bride of Annadelle, toxic nostalgia, infatuation. I think this is somebody's thing on her now. Somebody had some kind of, maybe she reminded them of someone, but there was an infatuation. And we get silence and introspection. This is creepy. This is somebody lying in wait for her, watching her, getting to know her movements. Oh, I forgot to flip over to the live commentary. Y'all been talking. Well, in Florida, wouldn't surprise me one bit. Yeah, I'm sorry to say so too. And I've got family that live in the Keys. And Indigo, you said, I wouldn't be surprised if there are those in the police department who are involved in trafficking. Not sorry, but just my opinion. Yeah, because the unfortunate truth is there are people that are involved in that kind of thing. And Florida is one of those states that there's a lot of that kind of corruption. And every state has it, but some states more than others for some reason. Okay. So I'm getting silence and somebody lying in wait for her. Sorry, guys. Make sure I got my fans together. All my junk. All right. So somebody looks to me like was infatuated. And the feeling that I'm getting with the toxic nostalgia and that silence is that she triggered them in some way. She reminded them of something they couldn't have. And they felt like they had a moment now to get something that they wanted that reminds them of something in the past that they didn't get that they wanted. That's what I'm getting with this. And she is that focus. It's like she reminds them of something or someone. Yeah, there's ritual, renewal, and mourning. I feel like there's almost like a ritualistic maybe means to the way in which this person's MO is. Definitely a nod toward how they finish someone. Not to be rude, but yeah. What is going on with how they do it. And interestingly enough, that altar water is not, the renewal is cleansing as well. So there's like somebody Somebody wants to keep this to them. They're ashamed. They know that they should be ashamed of what they did. I feel like it's a dark-haired male. This is just what I'm picking up. Darker complected, but I don't think that they are African American. I don't. I don't know where they're from, but I just feel like they they just have a darker, a more olive complexion and dark to black hair, younger, and somebody watching her, somebody that was able to be, for whatever reason, in that neighborhood, not sticking out. They were able to watch her and discern when they could act. Definitely, it really is creepy with that alligator in the water, and it's just its eyes are just up over that, like, I'm just going to grab her when she gets close enough. And you know how what they say about alligators, and crocodiles, about once they get hold of somebody, that the power of the jaws. Thank you, JR. So I feel that this is on the count of, it's looking to me like so far one individual who had a fantasy about her and who reminded them of someone or something that they didn't get in the past. And they felt like here they had this opportunity to strike, and they took it. And it's in their conscience. I feel like with the altar water, they're trying to wash or rid themselves. They're conscious of this to some degree because they know that this death, this morning, the crow is also the messenger that goes between worlds, especially the afterlife. So is associated with death, the underworld, and is a messenger. And this is also saying to me that this is the act that this person did in causing her to not be here anymore. That they basically staked her out, stalked her, and abducted her. And they were able to do it pretty easily, just by observation, is what I get. And being a predator and knowing kind of how to respond. Yeah, I get the Vampire of Richmond, which is about ego and narcissism. That's definitely going on in that precinct, or the was it sheriff, whatever it is, who's ever handling that case that has botched it up. Yeah, communication, hummingbird. Also associated with prophecy. So, yeah, it's turn around and bit him on the rear end, the way that this, thinking he's too big to have to do the paperwork, whoever handled this initially. And the dogwood blossoms symbol sacrifice and rebirth. So, next to the bayou, emotions and manifestation. I do believe she may have been taken out to a swampy area, a marshy area. Yeah. And I think basically this person was around in that environment long enough for whatever reason to be watching her and got infatuated with her, like the cards suggest, and I think took advantage. And I think they may have put her in, like, because I did get this card, Dogwood in the Bayou, and I just felt like they put her probably in a swampy type of Everglade, or oh, now you can't see. There. Anyway, that's what I think for Jennifer. Yes, please tap that like button. So Indigo gets the Chariot, the 10 of Cups reversed, and the 6 of Swords. I agree with the obsessive attention. Oh, God, yeah, that's really driven. Family member, mentally unstable. Yeah. I think they also, this person knew how to kind of hide it too, though, and keep it quiet. But so they could carry out this male, this dark male that I see, so he could carry out his plans. He knew it was wrong, so there would be no way to defend. I know this person and say, well, he's mentally not capable of. No, this person, I can feel it. They know it was wrong. And they just thought, ha, 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 I've got the moment. I'm going to strike and do what I want and take what I want. That's totally the feeling. But I see that if the law enforcement will help out the family like they should, that there's some interesting information that will come out from the paperwork that they're looking to have. There's some things that they would find very useful. So let me just see if they're going to get that on behalf of the family. Will they ever get that paperwork on Jennifer's case the way that they would like, so they can get their information to law enforcement so they can act on it, or that somebody will that has the authority. The Salamander, infinity and reinvention. Well, they definitely need to get back out there, and I feel like bring this cold case up, get more eyes, and just bring it up more through social media and whatnot. Definitely it needs to be brought up again, and the paperwork also, oh yes, will provide information. I think they will get it. There's reinvention. There is something that is key. Again, there's kind of an essence that helps them to shape their direction. Then there is mediation. There is intercession with bottle tree. So that's good. I think Spirit is not going to allow her case just to, allow it to continue just to sit there. It looks like it will get heated back up, and there will be some sort of intervention or aid in assisting, getting whatever they can that they need with regard to that case. I think that they kind of know. Now, I don't know who it is, but I think that I felt like when I read that from her family that they know, or they've got a good idea, and they're frustrated because how awful they can't get this PD to listen to them. I'll take that question, JR. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I can't really do that. Yeah, okay. A reward. I feel like it's almost, okay. Hellhound, cruelty and fear tactics. That has got to change. The family is being intimidated. Yeah. The copperhead, deception, bad influence. That's the law enforcement that they're talking about that isn't helping them. And this card is interestingly enough falling under the bottle tree, which is mediation and intercession. So something is going to happen, maybe that goes over their heads or around them or through them, because they are not giving this family any time that they should. There's bad influences, there's corruption, and it just indicates that that place might still have some problems. They might need to do some scrubbing around in that, office. Because when you're telling me that we have to get spirit to intervene because people basically have bad intentions and don't want this looked at because it'll make them look bad. It's all about their ego. I've been shown that. Well, God, what kind of monster are you? These people lost their daughter. I'm just so beyond it, y'all. And I think you guys are too. Altar water, ritual and renewal. Yeah, dismantling ugly truths. I think that they are going to they're going to be able to reveal some bad things about the law enforcement that was handling that case, the people involved. Further, it's going to get scooped back up and reignited, dusted off, because it needs clearing. It's like those people have to be kind of divorced from the case, and it has to kind of, like, I think my feeling here is basically be started over again. Oh, good night. The cicada life cycle, metamorphosis, and the live oak, longevity, reliability. Well, you can hear my daughter's shoes. Sorry. Yeah, there's a fresh pair of eyes, definitely, and longevity and reliability. So I'm feeling like it's a more reliable source that will take a look at this and be able to process the information. Yeah, discipline. Maybe even bring people to discipline finally over that. Cowrie shells, passion, feminine power. I think some women, are going to be more involved perhaps in helping her case get the paperwork and the things that they need sorted. Yeah, there's preparedness, inner light, and the horseshoe again. So I think it's possible, but let's take a look at the person that did this. I'd like to look at the person responsible for Jennifer's disappearance and likely her passing. Oh, good night. Good night, rosy cheeks. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, it's Night Owl's version of true crime this week. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, this is again Jennifer Cressy. Kesse. I want to say Cressy. It's not. It's Kesse. I almost want to say that I think that they will discover the name of the person of interest at least. I feel like that will come out. And let me just see. But I don't know if they're going to be able to find her. That it looks like it's like that, kind of like that reading showed. It's possible yet. There's a window. It depends on decisions that are made. I hope that if that person that their conscience gets the better of them and they confess, that'd be great. Just see. She get justice. Let me see this guy. Can you show me this person that is responsible, I'm sorry, for Jennifer's demise? Okay. Deception, bad influence. So this tells me that this person can look one way on the outside and be another on the inside. He might not look like he is up to much, but he's troubled. Then again, he might look exactly like his insides are, that he's dangerous and creeps people out. Regardless, he is dangerous and a liar and bad influences. So I think that makes me feel like he probably has a connection to drugs, and other things that are negative. Pine cone. This is a strong male energy for me. And again, new perspective about him. He's also grown, but I think this is more about the people that are reinvestigating the case, using their intuition and getting a new perspective on him in particularly, and onto the side of his nature, that he's not Mr. Sweet, he's no Boy Scout. Mason jar. Mentorship protection. I kind of feel like this person had a family that were older that kind of protected them and sheltered them. I think they lived a pretty sheltered life in some ways. Now here we are dealing with loyalty and the dog. Could be a good friend. I think that, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me also here with this message that it could be a good friend of his may put in a word or two, because they might realize that he's not who they thought he was, that he's a deceiver, as the snake showed, and that they had a gut instinct with the pine cone, with the third eye, new perspective, and the mason jar, and the dog. There's fierce protection around this person, and largely because people are afraid of him. This person is capable of flipping and being very cruel and fixated on that cruelty, Not a nice character. Healing, self-care, reinvention. I think that they've moved around and changed their name. They may have gone in for something like rehabilitation of some kind. That's what I feel like with that sassafras healing and the salamander, because I do feel like they're like connected to some dark stuff, and they may be trying to get away from that. And there's this change going on. The crossroads, road opener. Again, that's what we had before. And the peach. Okay. That's Jennifer. And there's communication. So they might get some more communication about her case. Summoning drama. Negativity. The problem is that the communication issue with law enforcement is there's so much drama around it because of the neglect issue. So again, there's going to be some, maybe FBI, I don't know, will get involved. There's going to be some override. And black walnut, discernment and self-worth. I just feel like they're going to get better people with fresh eyes to look at this. And I think they're going to be able to say, point out a person of interest. Let me just see if this person will be ever arrested. You know what? I can try using my demo deck. There's some things here that I want to change, but I'll just try it. What the heck? Why not? Okay. Okay. So will the person or persons responsible, I think it's primarily one, younger man, darker hair and complected. Is this person going to be turned in or discovered as ID'd as the person of interest in Jennifer's case? Will they get to them? Will this person ever be arrested for her disappearance and likely demise? Let's see what I get. I get channeling, speaking truth. There needs to be a clearing. Again, that's interesting. They need to get this bad police work out of the way and get somebody kind of like, as I said, like a new handling it as if for the first time with whatever they can find, because there's a lot of confusion. They need to clear out the confusion from the lack of work and lies from the law enforcement before. Now, this shows to me, and you remember how I said I think he's moved? This shows like this is to me like a southwestern state. So it could be like Arizona, it could be Southern California, Baja, Mexico, New Mexico, that kind of area. And it says deeper. Yeah, they need to go into this case more deeply. The information is there. Just like her dad had said, they just need to take that information and do something with it. I get a sense that this person is isolated because of COVID. And they may have had to get medical care, go into the hospital before, or they will be. I got that this was a karmic relationship that was working out in progress, and that they did move further away from the place there in Florida, out of state. They've gone to completely, again, that they've moved to another area. They've left that area. I feel like they do kind of trade work or something. Well, again, I get the card that I feel like is maybe the parents have a great deal of religious faith or spiritual faith, but I feel agape, unconditional love. And 3, the triangle, which for me is also the Trinity, but it can also indicate a love triangle. Ooh. And again, I'm getting burning karma. And I think on some other deeper level that there was some karmic things playing out here for her. Yeah. Organize, act, organize, plan, act, and seek. So they, again, until they can get law enforcement that can go at the details the way that they should, it's kind of like they're in suspension. And I believe that they will, ancestors. Again, I told you, one deck said spiritual intervention. Here we have the ancestors. Yep. It's like there's a push from spirit, prophetic dreams, and messages. And it's just like, it's just not gonna leave investigators and others alone. They're going to be pushed by spirit to get this case and whatnot, more information out there. Woo! I had such bad power surges last night. And tonight is not much better. Okay. So I think I'm going to leave that there. I mean, I could continue on and read on, but I've got other questions to get to, right? Yeah. Okay. Just want to check back and see what you guys are saying. Oh, hey, Herc. Hey, Jay. How you doing? Yeah, I'll do the, is it Tanya Groen? Or Tanya Groen? Is that Jay silent? I would think, or Tangy, maybe not. But me with the silent J, Silent J and Bob. All right. There we go. False Teeth Real Tarot. Hello, community family. Hello. Hello, False Teeth Real Tarot. Let me see who else has popped in. Oh, yes. The triangle is also the strongest structure also. Thank you for that. That is also a point. I just feel like the family seems like they're kind of locked out from, I can't imagine their frustration. But the good news is that I am seeing other people, it looks like, will re-examine, will get that information, and I think do what should have been done with what they can. So I will come back and revisit Jennifer because I feel like she deserves it, and I want to see things happen. And I think that she will get things happening. So that I think it's going to be one of those cases we need to watch. All right. Now we're going to go to, sorry about any background noises. Some people, potty mouths. All right. So this is the case. Now I'm not familiar with this with Tanja Groen. Let me just see what we can get there. Okay. All right. Tangent. And if I'm not saying her name right, forgive me. Grone, right? Oops. Here we goes. Okay. So she's also from the Netherlands. She would be 46 years old now, and she went missing when she was 18. Okay, let me share this page with you guys. Okay. Hey, Mickey, get some slippers. Can hear those shoes a mile away. All right. Let's see. Share screen. Okay. Yeah, you trying to walk more slowly only makes the rubbery sound go more slowly. It's okay. I'm just going to get you some slippers. You got a cat, yes. All right, so here's 10. I think it's Tanya. Yeah, not an E. Tanya Afra Maria Groen. Let's see. Shagan, 23, June 23rd, 1975. Was a young woman who disappeared in the summer of 1993 near Maastricht, the Netherlands. She came from Schagen and was just about to start studying health sciences at Maastricht University. Tanya was never found, nor was her bicycle, which disappeared with her. Okay? So it's a suspected homicide. And her disappearance was around August 31st to around the 1st of September 1993. Okay, there, that's her right there. Okay. Let me see. All right. So let me just get about her. Okay, so it's known that she was murdered, but the body is still missing after 28 years. Can you do a reading on a potential location? Well, that would mean me breaking out a map. That would be a whole different night. And I would love to do that, but I have to set up for it. And my house is not the best right now. That's going to take me a little longer, plus my pain. But I will eventually do that because I just need to get a map of the area and put it here. Let me just, for right now, see if the body will be found and what it has to say about where she is, the location. And then, because if I do that, I'm going to not be able to, that would be a deep dive reading. And I can do a deep dive reading on her, but this is not the live is not good for a deep dive. Unless we're just doing one case and I still have other questions. So I can't do that this way. But I will do a deep dive on her, enough, on her own, to write that down. It's just me here, so I need to be like the Indian gods that have all the arms, like one doing shuffling over here, the other one writing things down. Okay, so we need to deep dive for Tanya Groen out of the Netherlands for location. Sure, I'll see if I can locate one of my many beautiful pendulums. I'll give it a shot. But not tonight. Not tonight on that. That will have to be a special deep dive. But let's just see if she's going to be found. So let's just dial into this beautiful, poor young lady and see what we can get. See what the cards want to say to us about her case. All right. Let's just be open and let spirit, because many times when it's good to be really focused, but it's also good to be focused, but also open to what spirit wants to share. Because sometimes we can get so locked in on looking for a result, we can miss a message. So what do they want to say? What does spirit want to say about Tanya's remains being found? Let's see. Will they be found? She had such good energy. I can look at her and I can see why she was attracted to medical and health. She looks like somebody that would be to me. And I'm someone that's disabled, so I've been around a lot of nurses. She looks like that kind of individual to me. She has very nice energy. And sometimes, guys, when I'm reading about these people, it's funny for me to try to refer at them as past tense because I can feel their presence. And it's just like they're gone from here, but they're not gone. You know what I mean? They still exist. So they're not really dead. It's a strange thing that conundrum that I feel. I just thought I'd share that. Maybe you feel it too sometimes. Alrighty, let's see what we get with my cards. She's going to be located. Joy. And there's a big mouth smiling on this. Okay. Oh, sorry. Now I can take the heat. Hot, cold. And telepathy, intuitive, dreams. How weird. Okay, do you remember with the other case? And I said, with the other Dutch young lady, and I said, we got the cards of telepathy and dreams and being kind of led by intuition. She's kind of getting the same thing. So I feel like there's maybe a similar kind of energy that definitely spirit is telling us about, and that spirit is wanting to communicate. And I'm sure it is not only spirit, but spirits of these two girls. I say girls because really to me that's what they were, but now they would be women, older women, in their 40s, younger than me, but still, they would no longer be 20-year-olds. And I get the card of passion, love, passion, eros. It's erotic love, though. So I don't know what that's got to do with anything. And you rest in peace. Yes, I think she will be found. This is somebody that had a thing for her, lusted after her. Let me show you this card. I made this card especially for finding bodies. A grave. So I believe actually she stands a remarkable chance, Tanya, of being found eventually. And I think the card of love, passion, eros, it just made me feel like the person that is responsible for putting her out. And it looks like it's going to be in a wooded area, potentially. That they did it because of a infatuated, erotic kind of passion for her. And I'm getting design engineer, manifest. Now, I don't know if that's somebody that's in that field. It could be somebody that's like some kind of engineer, building, architect that has knowledge. That's just coming to me. That's weird. Okay. I'm open to it. I've just got to go with it, right? Overwhelmed. She's going to be found. And when she is found, the person that is responsible will, I think, be evident who it is for some reason. And they are going to be pooping bricks. I get fire. Plan, organize. This was, again, something planned. This person, again, it feels like one of those things where somebody's infatuated and they devise a plan and abduct and take somebody for their fantasy purposes. But I do believe that there will be a location. Let's just ask one thing about this location. Now, I believe it's within the Netherlands, but is it further? Is it out in a more remote area outside of where she was living at the time? Like, what I'm trying to say is like kind of like a suburb or the countryside that's outside a city. Sorry, guys, you can really hear us cutting bread and everything. That's how good this mic is. All right. Let me just see if I can kind of get a sense of that from the cards, because sometimes I can. And let's just see. Her energy is really easy for me to dial in with. I think if I would have met her, I would have liked her. I like her now. Look at that again. The triangle again comes up. The 3. There may be 3 people involved. Maybe he had help. DNA evidence lab forensics. Well, if they find her, and I think there's a good chance from what these cards show, if that's correct, that she might definitely be found, then that would make sense that they would then have things, really a lot more DNA and evidence in her case to go over. I see the push, the will is there to do it by present detectives. And again, there is a spiritual pushing by the ancestors for her to be found, for her remains to be found. But I did ask, is this more further outside? And I got that triangle. Maybe a north. Why do I think north? I don't know why I think north, but I'm just going to say it. That's what came into mind. Feels like it's pointing north from wherever she. And this says seek, and ambulance, EMT, or hospital. There might be a hospital nearby. It said that she was going to school? Let me go back. I'm glad I got my night owls I may not be many of you, but I got a few of you. Let's see what we get, you guys. Okay. Oh, hey. Here's something interesting. There is this came out, I'm sorry, in January of, I'll share this with you. There's going to be a possible new search for her, thanks to recent research. Oh my God, you guys! I can't make this up. I'm literally getting this in the cards, and I just see this. I'm glad that this is live so that you guys can see. I'm not smart enough to put all this together. All right, so let me get you guys this. So you know how I was saying it's right at the border. She scratched him. I think you're right. Is the murderer dead? Good question. Yes, false teeth, real tarot. I would love that. I am all over the place. I'm a little scatty. Is there any cliff stone or maybe what you call malachite? Oh, I know what you mean. Like a river or land, blacks. Yeah. I'm from the Netherlands. That's why all my cases are Dutch. I'm glad. It's so refreshing to have cases from elsewhere. And so you can teach me about how to pronounce. I'll check on that. But first, I want to show you guys this. Okay, about the possible new search. Well, no, I'll just read it to you. Okay, so, wait. New and recent research has revealed a number of places on the Strabrechtse Heide, near Hees. You're probably going, oh my God, what is she doing to our language? In North Brabant, where the remains of missing student Tanya Groen may have been buried. The Public Prosecution Service, OM, and the police were informed by this legal psychologist, Peter von Koppen, after research by scientists from the VU University of Amsterdam. I really want to share this. Share screen. Ryan, I took German. You'd think I could. My grandmother has a Latvian accent all her life and all my life. Think I'd be able to understand some of this a little better. I'm a little rusty. Okay, so here it is, you guys. And I'm going to throw down. This is the most recent update on her case. I can't believe I was just reading that was going to happen and then coming across the link. Yeah, here, so they're going to be looking for her again. New and recent research has revealed a number of places. Yeah, okay. And then you can just follow the topic. Okay, she disappeared at the age of 18 after a party, it says, in Maastricht. Since then, every trace has been missing. And last year they searched for her, but without result. Crime reporter Peter R. de Vries also conducted a smaller investigation with search dogs, according to the spokesperson for the Public Prosecution Office. Okay. De Vries Foundation de Guden Tip received hundreds of tips about the missing person, about her. Okay. According to the Public Prosecution Service spokesperson, ground disturbances were found in several places on the Heath last Monday. And this was in January the 22nd, I think, January 17th of this year, 2022. So they are talking about ground disturbances on the Heath. last Monday, several places, which may indicate animal or human bone remains. We are looking at the results of the investigation. If more research is needed, it will be done by the police and the Public Prosecution Service Office. The Public Prosecution Service points out that Van Koppen is not only looking for Groen, but also for other possible victims of VIM-S. He is said to have confessed to the murder of the student in the 1990s to a fellow prisoner at the time. He would have also have said where he buried her. What did I tell you, guys? Some other guy? Oh, wow. I can't make it up. Okay. They didn't find anything? Okay. Oh, weird. Peter R. was murdered in 2021. That's weird. I will, but not tonight, because Stone, I've got so many other people yet I've got to answer for other things, but I will do a deep dive to do that on a separate video for her. That would be interesting to do. Now, I am getting like maybe an area north of wherever that party was. And I'm getting made to feel that this was someone that had a infatuation with her. And definitely once they do find her, they're going to have much more, of course, evidence that's linked. And I wonder if it was somebody that she was training with or crossed paths with at school or something. Okay, I get official documents card and deeper. They know more than they're letting on to the public. That definitely makes me feel like there's stuff that's sealed, that's official, that they haven't yet released, that will either be obtained so that they can go more deeply in looking for her. This is burning karma. So I tend to think somebody's going to be very, might be significant here in getting them the information that they're looking for. Well, the areas to look might bear out, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Move house. Wonder if there's an abandoned house on a premises of like more remote, like country, because I get the sense of maybe more out in the country, in a wooded area. It could be like it could be an old abandoned ruin or something. Or it could be that someone's going to be building a new house and might uncover, saying thanks for leverage. I think I know a stool pigeon. Yeah, you don't need to do a reading on Peter R. Okay. But I will do a deep dive. There's been some cover up, but there's going to be something explosive that comes out. Bomb. In somebody's attempt to kind of keep her hidden, to trick, and to keep her concealed. Definitely. It will come out. Lure, bait. Somebody really misled her. Guilty, guilty, guilty. They know who did it. I think they will be able to eventually come forward. And maybe it is this VIM-S. I know in Europe, they don't give you the full name, or many times even initial of the person of interest. But they did in this case. Let me see if is this Vim, is he responsible? Is Vim the suspect for Tanya is Vim S, the right suspect for Tanya? Did he take her life? Vim S. I get the dollar bills. I get money. And building skills. I wonder if he was working. I'm kind of getting, is this labor? And maybe he spotted her that way. I don't know. Rolling Hills. Yeah, he's moved out from, I feel like this is kind of like rolling green hills. And I know that I've read that the Netherlands, though I've never been there, it has more of those rolling type hills. Isn't that correct, Stone? Ah, Willem Smulders. That's better. Let me just, I got to do it for my own, and I want to test out my deck. And also so I know which kind of cards to add to it, because I've got, for $2.99, another blank deck to add, because I know that there's another cards that I need to create. Okay, let's see. I think that she's going to end up being found. I think they're on track. It goes well finding that information with the cards that I was getting prior to even having knowledge of that. Guilty. Yeah. And I think so too. And I do think they will find her. And I think that there's something, maybe it will be in the modus operandi, like how he does things and the way that the body is, that will tell them whether or not he is their man for this crime. Willem Smulders. Flow. I think that this is kind of a sign that, yeah, this is his jam. This is part of his number, part of his flow of victims. And it is connection. This is, I even wrote that on this card, infinity, and I wrote connection. So there's a connection. Yes. Loner, hermit, remote, natural area. I think I answered that. So I think it's him, and I think that that's where she's at. Outside of his city, not in a less built up place. Maybe like almost farm. Or there could be an abandoned home, or just older land or something that is not as watched or something like that, you know? So I'm have a pretty good record. I think that she will be found. Okay, let's move on. And it does look like Vim is the one that did it. Okay. Now, Leslie King heard that Russian soldiers are being offered a form of amnesty if they surrender. They just, yes, for entertainment purposes only. This is an entertainment channel. These are cards, folks. Go ahead and send it to me, Stone Magic, and I can pour over it, because it's not something that I'm going to just do once. I'm going to do it several times, and I'm going to film it and see what I get as a consensus. That's how I work. So yes, that would be very good if you would be so kind, and then I can practice. But I'll have to do it another night, and then we'll look. but I think they're going to find her. I think that they know. And I think that one of the areas that they've got pegged is going to turn up for them to be where she's at. I do believe that they will end up finding her. There's such a drive by, I feel like, law enforcement, detectives, and God bless them, the current ones. They really want to help her, and I believe that they will. Okay. So let's do, as I said, this question. That the Russian soldiers are being offered a form of amnesty. If they surrender, they just have to say the word million, and they will be given 1,000,000 rubles and a chance of a new life. I don't know about that, but I'll take a look. I don't know if you just offered that up as part of the chat. That's interesting. I am curious if there is truth to that. I think I saw something like that too. See, Putin just does not know what he's done. Now, apparently, he's super, and I remember reading on this earlier. He is like really paranoid about germs and doesn't, kind of like Trump, not big on having people around. And since COVID, apparently, he has been more and more isolated. And apparently they're thinking that he's gone a little, cuckoo here, and that he's this risky behavior, that he's kind of lost his compass, his mind. I really do think that his own country and of course the rest of the world, we're going to have to do something, because Vlad is gone, done lost his mind. So let's see. Are they doing this? Are the Ukrainians going to help have these soldiers surrender for the 1,000,000 rubles and a chance of a new life? Is this an accurate purport? Well, interestingly enough, now I got to shut this off because I'm too warm again. I get hot and cold all day long. Is temperance. This is, I'm using now the Haunted House Tarot. And this is interesting because it is about kind of reaching an agreement, reaching a consensus, reaching a point of balance. So there is some kind of talk, negotiation of offer. I don't know if that offer, is exactly what is happening, or if it's just kind of as an example of what they're doing. But there's definitely some kind of talking going on with that temperance and the deceit card. Well, this is, I think, this shows the deceit, the lie. I think this is also trying to kind of separate the wheat from the chaff as far as these Russian soldiers are concerned. The real fighters from those that just want to go home, or those who are a little more involved. It's a way of sussing people out, calling their bluff. So that's interesting. The devil shows oppression and being forced to do things, whether you want to or not. There's not a lot of say in it because you're not the one calling, you're not the boss. And this is a chaos. This is not a well-run organization of military and any arm or branch. And I get a King of Wands next to that chaos. This to me is like the god, like of war. I'm getting Mars energy. And it's bloody. It's chaotic. There's confusion. I'm really picking up on the energy. And I think that some of them are there for more to spy, of course, but a lot of them are cabin, they're cannon fodder. They're being used to kind of try and wear out the forces. And it's terrible because they're so young. They don't want to even be there. I think this King of Wands, let me just take a look with this. We do get the Hanged Man, which is about a different perspective. Now, this man, with regard to this, I think is going to be pointing out the atrocious. Can I talk? No, I can't. I can't speak English or any other language, it seems like that matter. But this, to me, is the pointing out of the complete disarray of the Russian military and exposing the shambles that it's in, that it is not well put together, that it's no, it's just kind of clobbed together. It's messy and not well organized. It's under oppression. It's being, forced to do what they're doing. And they also feel like, these guys also feel like, here I'm forced to go here and I didn't even want to be here and they don't want me here either. I'm kind of in a no-win situation, caught between a rock and a hard place. And yeah, here's the new life with the Knight of Cups. That's in the offer, and the Fool. There is some kind of an offer of a new life. I don't know about all that money. I don't know, to be honest, 1,000,000 rubles, how much that even is. And I know that the rubles have even become weaker and less stable. So that might not even be that much. But I do see a new life is definitely being offered to them. And I think the appeal is based upon the force of, and the way that they've been, a lack of proper outfitting, a lack of food, and so on and so forth. So yes, I do think that they are, it shows, trying to encourage them. And that's pretty smart on their part because it's bad. So, wow. 1,000,000 rubles was supposed to be was about a 40. Let me see, you guys. I'm kind of curious. Let's see if I can find that information out. How much is 1,000,000 rubles? How much? I type like a not very well. But thanks for loving me anyway. How much is 1,000,000 rubles? It is $9,090.91 currently. So is 1,000 rubles a lot of money in Russia? The average check in cafes is about 1,000 to 1,500 rubles. So you will spend about 3,000 to 5,000 rubles a day on food. The remaining 11,000 rubles per day will be more than enough for. Oh, this is like if you're, going there. So that's interesting. So the ruble equals how much to the US dollar? It's 98 rubles 0.9 basically to 1 US dollar. And it's 494.8 rubles to 5 US dollars. Mostly conscripts. Yeah, you've seen them. They're kids, and you can tell like they're embarrassed with the channel that I've been showing. So that tip will lead to the body will also 1,000,000. Oh, a tip. Yes. They're definitely interesting. They're going to find her. I just feel it. Wow, Stone, you can cash in with all this info. Okay. Anyways, oopsies. Let me just, with my cards. Yeah, like those guys, they don't want to be there. They don't even really know what they're doing. And from one thing, they arrive there, they're not given any food. They're hungry. They have to sleep on the frozen ground, huddled together for warmth. They've not been given any instruction. They don't know what they're doing. They literally, they're just bodies that are there. And I hope they all leave and go back. And I hope that Putin can't touch them. Because they'd have no business being there. No paranormal tips. Yeah. Yeah, they're going to think you did it. All right, let me just take a look. Oh, guys, man, I need some body work. I need hot stone therapy and some definitely, what you call it, where they put all the little needles in. But I also need some back rubs. Eye to eye, Blackcat. Oh, here we go. Yes, I saw that, Leslie. The Ukraine has offered for Russian mothers to come and get their kids when they're captured. They have said you can come to, and they're not trying to be cute entirely about it, but it is a smart PR move too, because they're just kids. Send them back home. And seriously, there's a place that they're going to send them, I think, to some sort of an official building or something or another. I thought I read. POWs can ring their mums to collect them. Like the kid caught, yeah. And that's exactly what it did. That footage strike you the same, Leslie? That kid is like, Mom, hello, Mom and Dad, I'm in jail. There was a punk song that used to begin like that. Anyway. Me and my music, I always got to bring it in. So let's just see. I think this is something important. Let's take a look at the troops, because like I said before, I sensed a real plunging morale that would just get worse as this carries on. And that I think it's going to make some people that can't get out of it crazy. More crazy. You know, they don't need this. But I think you're going to see a lot of them. And they've already said that they found Russian tanks, not emptied of gas or anything like that, just left and abandoned. Like, F this, I'm going back home. And I want to be careful, because I can see that the world is really swept up in a lot of the moment with the Ukraine and supporting them. And I think that that's wonderful, and that we can say it's a beautiful thing compared to all the ugly that we have witnessed. It's beautiful to see the world coming together. And of course, it is for purposes that are not completely all altruistic, but a lot of it is. And I'm glad. And I hope that we can take that spirit and continue to move forward. And put other authoritarian regime, cruel turkeys in their place. Or, you know, around the world doing this kind of nonsense to people. I mean, even Erdogan is like trying to like, yeah, and giving them more stuff on this guy. It's like everybody's saying, hey, you need some help, we'll leave our country and we'll come fight. And that's the one thing that kind of makes me a little nervous, is I think that there are people that are very they get very inspired, and they don't think things through. And I'm just worried about some people that are choosing to just jump over and go over and fight, that they may not be prepared for what they're going to be met with and what the reality is of war. This is not, Americans very sheltered, you know, and I think for some of these people, especially, it will be very eye-opening. If I got it, I'd give some money to you. Thanks. I just need to get myself out of this place and a home with birds and in a countryside. That's all I want. That's all I want. And just pay bills. That's all I need. I got more than enough crap. Believe you me, I don't need anything more fancy. I got more than enough clothes, but I do need a family home that's accessible. You're so sweet, Stone. Thank you. I'd like to go to the Netherlands. My mom's been there to visit on her way to Latvia. Okay, so let's just take a look at the Russian military and if they're going to turn on Putin. I just feel like I got to say it. I think we're going to see a split. You're going to see a real split, but the majority, I think, is going to again outnumber the higher paid professional military that protects the things that he's more interested in. Oh God, he's so awful. He really doesn't have, he truly does not have feelings about empathy. That I see that with Putin. It's so strange to see that narcissism in people when you're so empathetic. Like, I'm empathetic to the point that it's sickening to me at times, that I can feel so much. No worries. Thanks for popping in, and thanks for all my little late night owls. Late night owls. Well, yeah, we're owls. So I want to take a look and see if the Russian army is going to, turn their back on Putin. Are they going to revolt? Because I think there will be a split. There will be a division. And this is going to affect the outcome. Despite with all the seizing of places that he's getting. The devil. Yep. This is oppressive. They feel like they're being forced to go, men and women. Yep. The devil and the chariot. So I feel like this is people with the chariot. Once they get there, leaving again, trying to get out of there. They don't want to stay. They're like, oh, F this. This is bad. This is no food. This is cold. This is miserable. You don't even have the basics for us. Yeah. And they're being threatened. These definitely going to be threatened. I'm worried about some of them actually going back home. But where else are they going to go? And the Two of Cups. So, yeah, I think this is being threatened by those that are giving them orders that they are in, bound to, where they've taken an oath or been, that they are been conscripted as well. The Two of Cups in this case is the abusive relationship of someone forcing someone to go and fight that doesn't want to do it. And it's just right there. And I feel like the Two of Cups is also the groups of people, okay, that, yes, please, if you're still here, do hit that like button while you're listening. Thanks. That would really help to pop up my channel. They have been cutting my subscribers again. I'm beside myself. You work so hard, But look at this. Now, this is about winning a battle. The Six of Wands, typically in the tarot, is about somebody that has come through a battle victorious. And this is a Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands, I have used the Queen of Wands to be the land of Ukraine, because typically the Queen of Wands usually has sunflowers. We will never look at sunflowers again the same. And I've got her here, but I have her with victory. So, yeah, I think that there will be, unfortunately, also a lot that don't go back home and their bodies will be on the soil, in the soil of Ukraine. I also feel like these conscripted people will be threatened. And I think quite possibly that Two of Cups could also be their loved ones. Well, if you don't go, think about your family. We'll make that life hard for them. So they're stuck. A real sense of being stuck. Conscription is also used as a punishment for dissidents. Those who aren't manly enough. Mental health issues. Yeah. People that they just are fodder that they can put out there that, kind of clears their space of having to take care of them or support them. It's so evil. Yeah, I'm still doing private readings. I'm very open. I do have one coming up, but they had to reschedule with me. So, yes, I'm still doing private readings. It's $75 for a Zoom recorded face to face. You can ask me questions and we record the video for you for $75. I think that's a darn good deal. And you can replay it as many times as you like. And I like it because you are able to correct me, and if I need to ask you a question for clarification, you're there, you know. So yes, I am. And if you ever want to give somebody a gift of a reading for their birthday or whatever, I'm here. And it's a wonderful birthday gift. In fact, I'd like to have one, but, charge myself. I don't know. What else are we getting with this? This is about skill, too. What was I telling you earlier about the more skilled? And the 9 of Wands. They stay. The more skilled, they are going to get really thinned out with that 9. There's going to be trauma. I think coming back with a lot of post-traumatic stress disorder. It's not worth it. It will not have been worth it for any of these men to have come over here or over there. The 2 of Swords and the King of Swords. Now, again, Putin's the King of Swords, but so is Zelensky, because he's a Libra. Now, we are talking about the Russian soldiers. I think this is Putin saying, I'm not going to give you anything. He really doesn't want to acknowledge. He doesn't want to acknowledge conditions either, that they're trying to tell him, hey, look, we're in rough position here. We've been taking it in. We need more food, or we need this, that, or the other. But it looks to me like there's a no coming, or a block. Or maybe more skilled. It could also be that more skilled fighters coming in will be blocked. They won't be able to get in. There's going to be difficulty or something like that, but there's a block. And we get, again, the Temperance and the Page of Pentacles, about being paid. I overheard some of them saying that they hadn't been paid also in that video, about the ones that were saying, hey, we look at us. They left us here with nothing, no food, nothing, in one of those videos I showed you. Well, it also shows that they're going to be having to work out, trying to get some sort of money or payment. So they're going to take up issue with it, the Russian government. And the Russian government is going to want to deny, I feel like, giving them anything. That's certainly not, it's certainly not been Ukraine, but it's definitely stinks of Vlad wanting to rip people off and have them go die in place, so that he doesn't have to do it. His hands are so stinking filthy. This is just too much for the people. He's going to ruin and self-destruct himself, because he's going to turn his own people even more against him. The people that had supported him at the end of this day going to have a very different, they're going to be furious with him, is what I get. They want him gone. They are not going to like the way their sons were treated. None of this is going to go over well. Yes, and thank you for all who have put the thumbs up. And please, if you would share with like-minded individuals, I would really appreciate it. You can share it on Facebook. You can share it on, and Blackcat Tarot is now on Facebook. I'll put that up too in the community section. So I think that we're going to see a growing division within the have and the have-nots of the military, of the Russian military. And there's a lot more that have not than that have. And I don't think that they have it's not their country. They have no passion to stay there and fight. He is a serial killer. He is absolutely a serial killer. Putin is a serial killer. He has killed and shot, been responsible for, as we know, so many journalists and dissidents and civilians on aircraft. What was that flight? There was one he shot down, just a civilian plane, babies, everything, it was civilian. I'm telling you, when I saw that 4 of cups with Vlad's energy, it was very interesting, because when I was doing the difference between Zelensky and Vladimir Putin, the cards were showing me the difference basically is that Zelensky is a human being, and Vladimir Putin is a human being maybe by appearance only. Certainly not by the inside. Thank you, Stone. That's right. It was MH17. And wasn't it coming out of the Netherlands? Or had come out of there? And was flying over Ukraine, and then he blamed it on, I'm taking questions. It's a late night, and I'm a night owl, and I'm not going to always have it on late night, but sometimes, like today, when things come up, you can place your question right here, and I will star it. IG, this is for like more true crime related live streams. So if you have a true crime related question, feel free to put it in the, it was a Dutch plane. That's what I thought. It's kind of coming back to me now. And you would know because you're Dutch, right? At least you're living in the Netherlands. He does have serial killer energy. He had that 4 cups. I mean, like, he truly doesn't care. What I did get is that he does care for the small, very tight knit ring that he has. And I think, speaking of which, I think would be his girlfriend, that, what's her name? Yeah, you can do it. You can ask a personal question. I'm not going to throw you out. But I will stop taking questions at this point, because I've got like quite a few that I still have to get through. This is her name. Alina Kabaeva. Alina Kabaeva. Rosy Cheeks had her name. Now, she is the one that is thought to be his girlfriend. He's very hush-hush, and who he's dated, and he's hid her away. Now, I was reading on her, and I don't think she likes it anymore. I think she's outgrown it. So let's just take a look at her, shall we? Oh, man, she's right there. Okay, so she is one of the most decorated gymnasts in rhythmic gymnastic history, with 2 Olympic medals, 14 championship medals, 21 European championship, blah, 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 whatever. She retired in 2007 as an assistant coach, head coach in rhythmic gymnastics. No mention in this Wikipedia of her she was born in Uzbekistan, Tashkent, on May the 12th. I know that date. She's a Taurus because my dad's is the 13th. And she's 38 years old right now. Ew, God, she's really young for him. She's 5'5". Well, at least she's only a whole inch shorter than him. Yeah, he's like Napoleon. Putin is tiny. He's like a whopping 5'6". He's the same height as my mom. That must really like chap his hide. So they're already dipping into this. Former Olympian believed to be Putin's lover is seen, and this for the first time now, but that one was from way back in August of 2021. But now people a day ago are asking, I don't know what marca.com is, but let me just see. I don't want to have to take all your... Okay, here we go. So Putin was married once in 1983 when he was a KGB agent, and he had been married to that Ludmila whatever. Neva, whatever. Can't get it. But they separated in 2013 and they got divorced. We know that 30 years, later. And she did not appear much in public during their marriage, but did a lot of cultural and charity work as First Lady. 2016, she began a relationship with a man 20 years her junior, Artur Okuratine. She likes him younger. I guess she got tired of that's a direct jab at Vlad. So who are Putin's daughters? Okay. They have never borne their father's name, which would be Putina in their case, for security reasons. He won't let them. They have using secret, and he did this with other members of his family, his first wife. Well, yeah, I'm sorry. They are part of his first wife, but he's done this also with the other lady that he's seeing, this gymnast. He's done the same thing where he makes them, kind of puts them shuts them up. They, can't be seen. Their names are super secret. They can't be seen in any articles, or he's very controlling. So they live under secret identities. They were born during Gorbachev's perestroika in 1985. One is an endocrinologist and married to a Dutch businessman, Jorrit Fazen, who worked for Gazprom, Russia's most powerful gas company. They have one son, but Putin revealed that he has 2 grandchildren. It is not known whether they are both Maria's children or the other is his other daughters. The younger Putin's daughter is called Ekaterina, born 3 years later in Dresden, where he was stationed by the KGB. She is a researcher on investment programs at Moscow University. She was married between 2013 and 18 to Kirill Shamalov, a billionaire. When it came to light that she was Putin's daughter, because her colleagues at Moscow University said so, although this has always been denied by the Kremlin. They deny that this is who she is. But the girlfriend. He's always been linked to the former gymnast Alina Kabaeva. The Russian president has never confirmed this relationship. However, when asked about it, he has simply replied that everything is in order. Many media outlets claim that they have a child together, and it's even been said that they have twins. So we don't know whether Putin has just 2 daughters or perhaps as many as 4. Now, Alina is a Russian politician and a media director. She's retired, like I said, got all those medals and whatnot. And that's what I have on her. That's probably the most I've seen on her. Okay. So Yeah. I think definite jab because he didn't treat her well. He really did not. I remember reading that. Hi, Colin G. Ah, Marianne from Revealing Light also had a Ukrainian doctor who immigrated to Australia, who had a journalist friend that was that who was called to have lunch with Putin. Oh my God, I don't think so. It was his birthday. He shot her as his present to himself. I think I've heard that story. He's just cold, cold, cold. I see your question, and thank you so much, IG. I really appreciate it, and I will get to your question. It's going to be the last question, but I will get to it. And thank you to all who are hanging out with me this evening. All right, so let's take a look, like I said, at this Alina. See if we can get a better picture of her. This one is really kind of, nah. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I'll just go ahead and read on her. Because I want to see if I'm still going to get cards like I was getting last night. I got cards that like she's cooped up. She's seriously fed up with him, like cooping her up. And she wants freedom. She wants to be able to go and eat a salad out in public, things like that. Let's just see if I'm still getting that kind of reading or if I'm going to get something else with her. So how does Alina feel about Putin with her relationship? And how many children does she have with them? Does she have twins? Let's see what we can get, you guys. I'm all about that tea tonight. I really want to know. He's so awful, but he's interesting. It's like, how does a monster like this come to be? And what I was shown early on in his childhood was that he was kind of born like this, I think. Just really kind of detached. A narcissist, for sure. Okay, so Alina Kabaiba, what do we need to know about her and her relationship with Putin? And how many children do they have? Or is their relationship in good working order? He must be fun at parties. Oh, it's just me, blood. Keep him away from the punch bowl. And definitely don't let him serve tea. Okay. What will we get for her? How does she feel? Oh my. Well, here's the Three of Cups. This is the public face of celebration. It also makes me feel like there's 3 children. I think she has 3 children with him, quite possibly. I'll know if it keeps repeating. Ha, there he is, the King of Swords. There's Putin. So I think this is a message that they have 3 children together. That would make sense. We get the Chariot and we get the Sun. Oh, that's interesting. Something's going to come to light, and that is about movement, definitely, and her having a will of her own to achieve things. And boy, let me tell you, as a Taurus, they are very stubborn. They have a very strong will. And good working order sounds like a joke, right? What's, I agree. Like, what's worn under a Scotsman's kilt? Nothing. It's all in good working order. I can't do the Scottish accent so well. But probably not this one either. But, I agree. Okay, so then, yes, here's where she wants her own freedom and her own money, her own life, and not someone controlling her. I really believe this is stating she wants to go her own way. She wants expanse. She wants freedom. She wants to be the one driving the damn car. It's a chauffeur on the car, on the card, no less. I think she's a bit fed up. I think the cards are indicating and confirming that she indeed is a bit fed up with the cloistered kind of controlled thing that he has over her. I think it's chafing her hide a bit. And she's a Taurus, so they're very stubborn. I don't think she can also be the type that also might be very domesticated, very take care of the man, that kind of thing. Let's see else. We also get sunflowers. I don't think that she likes what he's doing or supports it. I think she would like to get away from him. It's just a feeling. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Oh my God. Thank you, Colin. I try to, it's an entertainment channel, so I'm trying to bring out the best of my corny accents. So take a look at this, guys. Here she's got the wanting of her own money and her own freedom, her own voice, her own say-so. And here is the Emperor card with the gun. Where do you think you're going? Oh, no, no. Oh, no, no, sweetheart. No, 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 my little babushka. You are going nowhere. And interestingly enough, when I lay the cards down, the card of wanting independence and one's own money and one's own clout and creating one's own life falls under the Three of Cups. So I think that she also wants this for the children. I think that she doesn't care for the way that he has to control everything and the way that he wants to do it. I think she has, but he's so has to control everything with the Emperor and the King of Swords. That's like she's not being heard. This is victory. She feels like she's going to get away from him. This falls under the card of leaving and movement, the Chariot. And she does want that freedom, so it looks like she's going to figure out a way to get it. She's not stupid, that's for sure. God, could you imagine if, like, I think that at one point she really was attracted to him, but I think that day has come and gone, and now she just can't wait to get away from him. She's very emotional about it. There's deep, deep, deep emotions. There's a relief. I think she's going to try and get away. Now, maybe if he loses power or something affects his, his ability to keep her locked up in the tower, so to speak, I feel like she feels victorious in getting away from him somehow. That falls under the Chariot and the Sun. Interesting. And so does this card, the Magician. This is her. She wants to be the one to run things in her own life. her own bank account, her own what she wants to do that day. I think he really is way up in their business. I think that he got to her when she was really young. She had no idea. But I think now that she's gotten a bit more mature, she doesn't want to be under this man's coat, anymore, under the weight of his guard. So it looks like she figures out a way to maneuver out from under his power. There are people that will help her. Other women. A plan. And this plan falls under the success that she achieves in getting away from him. The final card is delusional. What have I been telling you guys? I keep getting this card for him. And it's not just to be twee. It's not just to be cute. Oh, he's kind of whack. No, he's really seriously deluded. Putin is really, truly, seriously deluded. And she is seeing that and wanting to try to plan and get away from him and realizing that this might be her opportunity. Should things, as they will, eventually go wrong for him in Ukraine, then I think for her, as this is going on, she's going to be working with people, other women, I think, on trying to get out from underneath his, I can't blame her either. I was just going to say, can you imagine being like a young teen or like an 18-year-old or whatever? I don't know how old she was when she met him, creepy, whatever, but young all the same. And then all these years, you mature, of course, and you change and you realize, just like you would with anybody that you dated from X amount of years ago, how you're so different. Hi, Lori. Than you were when you first met them. And she's simply outgrown him. That's what happens if you get somebody, I'm sorry, that's really, really too young. Unless you have a very unusual relationship, a lot of times it just, the differences are too great. And I think she kind of thinks of him like now, like not with the expectant shining eyes of a lover. I feel like it's like he's her prison, he's her warden. It feels like prison. That she's got to come up like that with this whole plan of escape. And that's really what it is. And I do see her taking action because he's becoming more deluded. Radical change and an ending. Death. So her plans are going to be either it's an end of those plans. I hope she's able to get out. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Here we have, I don't know if this is going to be some kind of sanctuary, but this is the Hierophant. Let me just see what comes with it. And, oh my goodness, the 8 of Swords. She's trying to get out, but I don't know that it's going to work very well. Because I feel like she's caught and like there's a part of her own mind that isn't sure whether it would be better for her or not. And there's a part of her that very much wants to go. So it looks like she's a little conflicted. She may even ask for help. This could be like asking, she definitely is going to be asking for help, but also asking maybe for perspective. In if she should go for it. And I think that she will be advised that if she ever wants to have a chance at a life that's more expansive, she's going to have to make a run for it. There she is, the Queen of Pentacles. She is a Taurus. She's not particularly happy. She's not feeling it. She's not feeling love. She's not feeling any nostalgia. She's feeling flat. So it doesn't look to me like she's getting very good news or encouragement that she was hoping for, or that she's going to have to wait, actually. And I think a little longer than she's wanted to. I think she's very angry and feels like I've waited long enough. I want out of this. I want out of this now. And it's weird because that's what I was getting last night with her. It's like, damn, she's really hot under the collar about this. And it makes sense with what I'm getting. She wants, like, he's had most of my youth. I want, to have some enjoyment of my own life with the 9 of Cups. And the 3 of Wands, to expand, to experience more for herself. So she's over her relationship with him, but I don't know that she's going to be able to get away so easily. It looks to me like she's certainly going to try, but I think there's going to be a bit of a delay. The 5 of Pentacles. This is about the country, and I think also probably his well-being and her well-being going then into decline. Maybe this is her, a Queen of Swords. No, she's Taurus, but this could be an aspect of her, of being logic. It's like if she waits too long, it's not, going to be helpful. I feel like she's trying to find people that she can trust. Someone makes an offer to her, and it is in connection to loss. She's scared. She's very scared, and because she's seeing sides to him that show delusion, that he's just growing in his delusion. Oh my goodness, look at that. 3 of Swords. So this is heartbreak or betrayal. I think this is someone trying to, they might do her wrong. Yeah. I wonder if she's going to say something. I feel like somebody's going to offer her something or help, but it looks like their intention is to reveal her betrayal and take her to task for it. I don't like the way that looks for her. I think he's going to find out that she's wanting to get away, and someone's going to tell on her. I think she may confide in somebody, in the wrong person. Yep. Look at this, 2 of Cups and the 2 of Pentacles. Somebody's, I feel like exchanging information, somebody that is pretending to be near and dear. I'm sure Putin's got people, little spies, getting back to him. That's the children as well. Okay, look, I got another 2. The 2 of Wands. So that's 3 2s now. The 2 of Cups. What's so noisy?
to 11. She's got garbage.
Oh, sorry. I can turn down my mic. So 11, there's 1, 2, 3 twos here. 2 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, and the 2 of Wands. It's definitely about relationship, juggling, and trying to, I still think, communicate like SOS. There's secrets here with the High Priestess. She knows too much. And the children. He's not going to let her go. He's got a lot of nostalgia as well with that 6 of Cups with her. But the 10 of Swords, and this is her, to me, the Knight of Pentacles. And she's been loyal and true to him and been with him for a long time, but I think it ends. It's going to end. She doesn't want to be with him, but he's not allowing her to leave. Okay. Ooh. And I'm 8 of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. There's something that's going to take great skill from her in order, I think, to get completely out from under his control. Yeah, he's just too skilled at this. And I think he knows how to control his wife, control his family. So I think she's going to be looking, but I think I don't think that it's going to happen as quickly as she would like at all. Okay. And it looks like she has 3 kids with him. Let's see. Yeah. Control, 4 of Pentacles, and the Hermit. Like a hidden location, a far enough place, controlling her. She's endured. Sorry, my kid's doing the trash. And sorry. See if that's any better. She's endured. She has the Star and she has hope and the 3 of Cups, but her children are everything to her. He's not so much to her anymore. She'd really like to get away from him, but it doesn't look like, as long as he's alive, that he's going to, this might be my longest true crime, yes, allow her to do it. See, nighttime is really when I'm awake the most. So this will be a longer live. Okay. So if that answers, I hope that answers some things for you about Alina, Kabaiva. It looks like she's going to really doesn't fancy being where she's at, but what can she do? Okay, let's go to the next one. That's so weird. Okay. Here we go. Kaya Noel's, if she's still here. Okay. There's a famous wild crow named Canuck in Vancouver, Canada, and he went missing a couple years ago. Is he still alive? Will he ever return home? As I said, I feel like, sadly, I don't think so, but let me just see what I get. Maybe I'll use this deck. I do know that it's got Okay. So now I'm switching over to the Southern Gothic Oracle, in case you're curious what I am using. And I'm looking to see about this famous wild crow, Canuck, and what happened, why he disappeared, and if he'll ever return back home. I feel like he's in spirit. Let's just see what we get. Canuck. Aww. I have to say, I love crows. I do. Oh my God, the crow. First card that I get, the crow. And this is, I think, the only crow in this card deck. And it's dashed hopes and mourning. So again, no, I think that his message, Canuck's message, is that he's passed on, and dashed hopes, that he would return. But the crow, he's there. He's definitely connecting. I felt like I was connecting with him. That was so, oh, bless. So it looks like he passed. And I get blame, scapegoating. I'm getting a feeling somebody may have shot at him or something, thinking that he was a pest. Some people really don't like crows. They, horrible. But the scapegoating and blame immediately put in my mind somebody like, oh, the crows are getting into my garden or my whatever I'm doing. Preparedness, inner light. And passion, female power. I wonder if, just see, it's like, to me, he's returned to source, to the light, to the source, and to a nurturing that feminine power with the cowrie shells. Silence, introspection. Yeah, I think he's definitely on the other side now. Abundant growth and willpower. He's on the other side. And I feel like somebody did this that's not a very nice person and views them as like pests. Okay. So let me get on to the next one. Since it is getting late, I feel good, but I don't know how my crowd here is feeling. Again, nighttime is my alive time. Okay. Oh, whoops. Let me just see any new comments. Okay. All right. Let's see which next one. Can you talk about the lesbian couple that were murdered in Utah, and the West brothers? Absolutely. Those were the other ones I wanted to talk about tonight. So if you remember last time I read on the Orrin and Orson, I believed that I changed my mind to what I had been seeing before, and I felt like I was clearly seeing that, unfortunately, the adoptive parents were responsible. And I feel like now we're caught up to that, and that I felt like they were deceased and probably in some form of maybe a woodland type of area. So let's take a look at them and if they'll be found soon. Orrin an Orson, or let's see, it was Classique, and I always blank on the other name. Cute babies. It makes me so sad. Just sometimes I have to step back. Okay. What do we need to know? Most High, Most Holy, about Orin and Orson West. What do we need to know about their deaths? I do know that the adoptive parents are responsible, but I have a lot of questions. I'd like to know about how the children are, that they have, what they're supposed to have other kids, and neighbors had said they'd never seen any children there. Where, what are they doing to their other kids? What is the assessment of the well-being of these other kids that they've had? That's what I want to know. So let's see. I'm going to use this deck again and see if I can pick up why. Why did they kill the boys? What was the reason? I mean, if they didn't want to raise them, they could just say, man, this is too much for us. We got to come up with something else. You don't just kill little kids for Pete's sake. Only it makes me think all the more that they just adopt these kids for the money to be, given by the state. Losers. There are good people that do that, but there are a lot of people that don't take care of kids, and they make that their form of employment through children. It's disgusting. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to look at the West brothers, and then I will look at Kylan and Crystal. Okay, what do we need to know about the West brothers? That's what I asked. Okay. We get the mockingbird, communication. Okay. Now, this can also be about prophecies. Now, I asked why, and I get communication. Maybe they were too lively. Cruelty. Also, hellhound comes with this. Mockingbird and hellhound. Cruelty and fear tactics. Prophecies, communication. This is the reason why. I think he was used to intimidating and is used to using a lot of fear to get these kids to be quiet or behave in the way that they want them to. And I think maybe with communication here, I feel like maybe these kids were, again, just the noise. This guy's just cruel. It shows that there is cruelty within him. Trazel. Then I get separation and transformation, and I get Mothman. What's going to go with that is discernment or self-worth. So he decided to separate. I think he decided that wasn't enough money, that they weren't getting enough money or something with these boys to look after them. I really worry about the other children. It's like, can anyone confirm that they're actually alive, or they just, I kind of get the feeling like they just get these kids and live up, the finances for them. Crimes of passion, jealousy, dangerous urges. That's why. I just think short-tempered, and the man knew better, But I think he has an inflated sense of self-worth with the black walnut card. And that he's just also used to just reacting. Crime, passion, like having no pause in between. I'm thinking that I would like to throttle someone who's getting on my nerves, and this is me not doing it because I know better. I know that it's wrong. This is him doing it even though he knows it's wrong. Okay. The candlelight spirit, virtue and oppression. Okay. Oop. Has a woman sitting outside. And I think those little boys are somewhere, and it kind of reminds me of the look of the house that they had been in. There might be a wooded area. I don't think terribly far from that house that I think those boys might be around. It might be an area that's closer to that house. The blue moon, second chances, magic. They thought they could get away with it, with the blue moon. I think they thought that they would get away with this. They just, and what? Oh, no, we're not going to get away with this. Oh, my God. Okay. So they look like they're in trouble, and rightfully so. And I think they definitely, were they, let me just ask, were they both in agreement on this? Or was it that one of them was more deciding to get rid of the boys? Was like, or was this a mutual desire? I mean, obviously it was, but I feel like basically it's the father. It's that Trezel West, or whatever his name is, the crow, dashed hopes, mourning. Yeah, infinite. He just thought that he could reinvent himself and reinvent the situation. But he knows and knew that they were deceased. The panther, strength and power. I think he's rough. Way too rough with children. I'd like to see him put hands on a grown man. Wild violet, self-actualization, individuality. Yeah, there's no family in this. This is just a sense of individuality. I just think his own ego. And he just responded. Vanity set, self-awareness, clarity. He knew is what I get. Self-care, all about himself. So I think it's basically on Trezel's thing. Okay. Now, very quickly, I'm going to bop over to about the lesbian couple in Utah. That is Kylan Schultz and Crystal Turner. Will the person responsible for their deaths be caught and convicted of it? I get a yes, but it'll be a while. Let me just see what the cards want to say. And then IG, I will read your question about Leo, the Leo. Okay. Let's see what we get regarding Kylan Schultz and Crystal Turner. Dashed hopes. Again, I shuffled the bejesus out of these. And mourning. Nest of wasps. Teamwork. Order. Well, they were a team. And working. Hardworking. All right, let me see here. Silence. Introspection. I think, again, the person that did it was watching them. Was able to watch them. And I think a bit, frankly, stalkery, obsessed. And, maybe they didn't have anything better to do. So then they become obsessed with this couple and watching them. Introspection. He's thinking. And then he's preparing. And it occurs to him a plan. So it's showing me that somebody prepared this attack to some degree. And there might have been somebody that helped them, because it does say teamwork. Now, the ladies were definitely a team. They were married, and they worked together, and at the same place. And I feel like that's where this person came in contact with them. I do. Life cycle, metamorphosis. Ritual, renewal. Altar water. I'm thinking this person doesn't like the fact that they are lesbian and married. I do. I think this person's got a problem with them living the way that they were. It's just so stupid. They have this feeling like they're cleansing. I don't even like to say it but I know what they're thinking. They just feel like they can do that and get rid of people that they don't like if they do live in a way that they don't like. Roots, influence, support. Now, this is me looking at the perpetrator. And deception, the copperhead, bad influences, deception. So we get that this is somebody that has connections to, I think, a lot of criminal stuff and criminal types of other people. I'm sure that they have been probably actually locked up before. Wouldn't surprise me. And I think it was a hate crime. Absolutely. And this person just thought that this is something that should be done. And I think this type of person would use any kind of excuse to go after them. Jealousy. I think that they liked Kylan. I do. And I think she didn't share that interest. And this is their jealousy and crimes of passion. So that was a crime of passion as well. And not passion in the sense, I think of passion in the sense of hate, unfortunately, and jealousy. I think somebody responsible, fancied, I think, Kylan. Didn't like the fact that she was in a relationship with Crystal and married. There's cruelty and toxic infatuation. Okay. I wonder, though, let me just take this deck. Will the person responsible for their deaths, Kaylin and Crystal, will they be caught and convicted for their murders? So we can see that's based on a sick infatuation, very toxic masculinity, very into being cruel and jealous, has dangerous urges, acts out. Let me see. Well, they're worried. They're paranoid. They're not sleeping well. Here's the Three of Swords. This was, an act of betrayal. I kind of wonder if it's somebody that didn't work with them, or they had it at one time. I kind of feel that they were somewhat familiar with this person, although I don't believe for a moment that they wanted to have anything to do with them. There's a lot of animosity. Okay? So this person's very much afraid, the person that did this, that they're going to figure it out and that they'll be caught. And we get the Four of Swords. Now that could be, let me just see, because I have to get the other one. And the Seven, the women tried to really, it shows, stand up for themselves. I feel like they may have been may not have felt well, or were trying to rest with that Four of Swords. And then they had to defend themselves. So you're going from this really like kind of resting at peace, quiet, to suddenly having to, I think, be attacked and defend yourself. See that? So I feel like this man was jealous, and I do think it was a man, stalked them and took out his aggression because he disapproved of them being together. I guess he thinks that he's God or something. Summoning drama, negativity. So there's a lot of drama around this individual. He acts out a lot. He's probably, definitely wants attention, even through a negative way. And then we get the Grove. And it says divinity and awe. Summoning drama, and then the Grove, divinity and awe. Let me get clarity on divinity and awe. Yeah, I'm taking my sweet time tonight. I'm doing it my way. But don't worry, AG, you're next. Okay. What do you mean by the Grove? No groves out there. Awe. I think this person, the divinity and awe, they may have a religious ideology. It's kind of definitely dated. And what I'm getting is I'm getting the Eight of Wands about this divinity grove. And I'm getting, oh my goodness, the King of Pentacles. This is the man that did it. It was a directed, intentional act. It wasn't an accident. We know that. But it was like an ambush. And I think he may have taken some items from their thing, from their camp. It's just a feeling. Yeah, he's got this thing where he's got to win. He feels like he made his point. He took action. He took care of something that wasn't right. He's got a really warped way of thinking. Let me just see if this guy's going to be caught. I want to see more clearly. Is the person or persons responsible for Kylan and Crystal's deaths, will they end up being tracked and charged, convicted, and sent to prison? Huh. Well, we get the Tower and the Two of Swords. I think they might do themselves in before they get caught. It's like, I'm not going to go away for that. There's a denial with that Two of Swords. And there's a want to keep it to oneself, but they can't. Something very sudden happens here that they didn't expect. And they are not going to go willingly. Ten of Pentacles. And the Two of Wands. Yeah, again, there's a feeling they may request to speak with family or want to speak to family. What is this? What is this? They're definitely not going to count on it. And they're definitely worried. But when it finally happens, they're going to deny it. But they are responsible. And again, it was an ego-based action. They felt like they had to stand up or do something that they thought was right, or I don't know what they thought, what point that they were trying to make, but they think they had one. And yeah, I kind of think that they've got this religious, for some reason, toxic idea. Yeah, it's a man, an older man. I get an older man here. And he still has hope that he's going to get away with this. Could also be the father of Kylan hoping that this person gets caught. But I'm asking if this person that did it will get caught. And I tend to think that they will do themselves in once the news breaks that they are a person of interest, or they're going to be looked at again. Okay? All right. Now let's take a look at IG's question. How does Leo feel about me? Okay. Next 4 weeks between Leo and me. All right. You know what? I'm going to use another deck. Let me just put this one away. And I'm going to use the, what is it? Pocket of Peers Tarot deck. Oops. This is what that looks like without all the red hair. This is a really neat deck. I know. You could, got to stop at some point. It's just ridiculous. Definitely going to have to create a deck swap. Okay. This is neat. It's got the, oh, you can't see there. The Kabbalah. I'm disappearing. I'm really here. It's the invisible Maya. It's the invisible tarot reader. All right. So let's take a look for IG. How does Leo feel about me now? Let me just try and dial into you. And the next 4 weeks, how are they going to go between you and Leo? What do we need to know? So I asked the Most High to help me and to guide me and to show me the answer, basically, and help me to feel the answer. So you're wanting to know, how does Leo feel about you now? How does Leo feel about you now? How does Leo feel about you? Okay, let's see what we get. The Star. There's hope. Leo's looking at you with hope that there's still possibilities, that there's still a chance for things to turn out, have a better ending. Okay. He could also be seeing you as somebody that, he's feeling, I think, sad for the loss of you, because we get the Star and we get the Five of Cups, and the Five of Cups is about loss. So there's like some sadness there, and he thinks you're beautiful, would think that you, are of you very fondly and with hope, but also with sadness about a loss between you. It's very poignant, this card. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Leo. So he's missing you. Five of Pentacles. This has to do with a need to develop, really and truly, a stronger, because these are 2 5s. So he needs to develop a stronger sense of self-confidence. It could be chronic insecurity that creates an issue. Let's see. The Hermit. He's going to be hiding away, quiet, probably for the most part, and thinking, lots of introspection. And he might share some of those thoughts with the lantern that's lit, that gets held up with the Hermit. He's really exploring feelings and loss. You are like a bright star. And he's feeling lonely. not very good about himself. And there is some delay. He needs to get a different perspective. And I think he will get that over this time of 4 weeks that you're talking about. Okay? And the Six of Cups. This is like children, the past, nostalgia. I don't know if you have children together or not, but there's a lot of nostalgia. And aching, I feel like heartache. I feel like he misses you so much. But he needs to get something in order. Yeah, so there he is working on something, working on getting his skills up to speed, or just working, but maybe kind of throwing himself into work. Page of Wands. And then, maybe contacting you later to speak or get a feel of things. Nine of Swords, there's a lot of worry. There's a lot of like sleeplessness and anxiety. And the Two of Swords, kind of a truce. It could also be denial, or where he's not wanting to admit or talk about something that makes him very anxious. So he just kind of clams up. This might also be an issue. Let's see. Wheel of Fortune. So there's going to be some changes coming in. And the Seven of Cups, he's got to get more realistic, more mature, grow up a little bit, but also to realize that there are other solutions to things. And that there's more than one way. And I feel like creatively for him, this is important. Teacher. And Four of Wands. I feel like that Four of Wands is your 4 weeks. I think he's going to learn a lot in those 4 weeks, honest to goodness. And I feel like some of it deals with becoming more realistic. He has some things that he's got to work out where I think communication in the way that he holds back. Okay, let me just see what else. Page of Swords. And the Chariot. And then I think he's going to get better perspective and become more motivated and get out there. It looks better between you guys. Definitely. Especially this card really stood out to me. Like the two of you and the 4 weeks, but it's Four of Wands. There's a couple on here, and they're smiling and they're laughing and they're having a good time. So I think your guys are going to move through this period. And I tend to think there's kind of a possible reconciliation. But there's a certain amount of maturing that has to happen. And he definitely misses you. And we'll be doing a lot of hermit-like self withdrawal and trying to think. Okay? So, but he really misses you. I hope that that's helpful to you, IG. All right, let me just make sure that I've gotten all that I have on here. You can start. Yes, I did. I think I have gotten them all now. Oh, except for this one. And then we're done. Okay. So here's the last one. Do you think, well, these are two different decks. I'm going to use this one again. Do you think law enforcement is looking into Ghislaine? I know if I'm probably not pronouncing her, Ghislaine, whatever, for murder? Or do they even suspect her for any murders? Okay, let's take a look. That's a good question. Do you think that law enforcement is looking into Ghislaine for murder, or do they even suspect her for any murders? Okay. Last question of the night. Do they suspect her of murder? Sorry, guys, I got to set the mic down. Different spot. Okay. I don't know that she did, but I think that she would have enabled somebody else to do it for them, or, if that's what Jeffrey had wanted. So let's just see. Do they suspect her? Do they suspect her of murder? Is there a connection with her and murder? Miss Maxwell. Okay, let me see. Well, I get the Fool. And there's a feeling to me that she was used also in ways that she wasn't aware of that she was being used, and she was using other people much the same as the Fool, that were naive. This is also a card about taking a big risk. And we get the Two of Wands. So it makes me feel like there could be two cases in particularly where she was active. There's two cases, and look, there's the world, the globe here. Okay, that's what else I'm getting. The Tower. I don't think that she had expected it entirely, but it happened very quickly. I see something happening very quickly that was disruptive, way out of hand. And with the likes of what they were doing, that wouldn't take too much, because they were, doing all kinds of things that were risky and wrong. The Tower, and I get Teacher. I feel like Jeffrey was kind of her teacher, and she was kind of the apprentice. And let me just see what else I'm getting with this. The Eight of Swords, some kind of, she may have been responsible for not doing things that she could have done to prevent it. She may have known that something was going to happen, because this is a card. It can be of abduction, but it can also be of where you hold back where you shouldn't, where you're holding yourself back and you're not acting and freeing yourself where you should. Interesting. So that was the 8 of Pentacles, and it came with the 8. I'm sorry, the eight of Swords, and it came with the 8 of Pentacles. So look at the effort, and she did a lot. She did a lot. She did a lot, I think, that made victims more vulnerable. And she knew how to do it quite well. I feel like she was more a handler of details, but this might also be her working on details, working it out. Oh, the Lovers. Yeah, I think she'd do anything for him. And especially at one point. What's in these pictures? Them traveling and them together. Yeah. And the Emperor. Yeah. She was completely devoted to him. So if he told her to do something, I don't think she said no. I don't think she always knew ahead of time what she was doing exactly until later. But I don't think that she had too much of a qualm. Strength. She endured. She stuck by. Queen of Pentacles, that's her to me. 9 of Wands. Did a lot of damage mentally to people, but also physically there is messing with people, like trauma. She's responsible for that. Knight of Cups. She made like a lot of false lures, you know, you'll get this, you'll get that. But she was a real loyal, did exactly what he wanted, worked for him. Look at this. I think that if he told her to do something, she did it. And again, I think initially she may not have known what was going to happen, but when she found out, I don't think it really bothered her terribly. 6 of Cups, again, with children or underage. You're dealing with nostalgia. And the 9 of Cups is all about pleasure. So, Page of Swords, 3 of Swords. She betrayed people and she hurt them and caused misery. And was, you know, a lot of people suffered because of her. But I'm really not seeing that she went out and killed. I'm not seeing that so much, but more of like enabling and helping and getting details, putting things together. There's 3 here. The 3 of Cups and Temperance. So I think there may have been 3 situations, quite possibly, where she was trying to bring something that was way out of control to whatever, some balance that they wanted. And the 3 of Cups is like they like to party and do what they did. King of Pentacles. I think that's her dad. And the 5 of Cups, she really missed him. I think she transferred a lot of her need over onto Jeffrey that she didn't get from her dad or that she wanted from her dad. But no, I don't think, I think that they will check her out for murders, but I don't think that she did a lot. She did do a lot, but more of like details. I think that she was that kind of thing somebody else would have been doing. So I don't think so, JR. I don't think so. But I do think that she would do anything that was asked, that he asked her. Yeah, it will come out. It will come out, Remy. It will. I am just finishing up in case you guys didn't see nearly 4 hours. So, I'm sorry, Barbara. I have to catch you another time, but I do my lives on Thursdays and Sundays. So, check me out on Sunday and I can read for you. Or, you can check out also some of my friends. Well, they probably all gone to bed now, but it's pretty late. So I'm going to go ahead and close out because it's 11:40 here. And I need to get to bed. There's a couple online talking about their experience as having the West. That's interesting to fostering them. So will the person that get caught that did this to Kay? I think so. Yes. Kiki Cello, please help me. I need a reading so bad. I tell you what, Kiki, hit me up with my email if you want a reading. I can. I do provide them. Otherwise, Sunday is the next day that I will be here, and you can put in your request. Okay, I would love to help you, but I am. This is late, and I will put in my details here for a reading, Kiki, if you're interested. Just email me at Maya's Tarot. I think, wait a minute. If you just go back, I think JR has probably put it up for me. Yeah, here we go. So if you're interested in getting a reading, what was it? Then this is what it is, okay? Private readings, you have me for up to an hour. That's recorded. You can ask me. We face to face. It'll be recorded via Zoom. And so if you're interested, there's the information. My email, mayastarot@gmail.com. And we can schedule a time if you're interested. Okay. Otherwise, Sunday. All right. Kiki. So let me know. And Barbara M, the same. Otherwise, catch me on Sunday. All right, you guys. I'm going to go get ready to decompress. And thank you for making a record breaking live. I got the magic number of 11 of you in here still with me. All right. So I'm going to send the Reiki, and all you got to do is receive it. If you're feeling bad, feeling blue, just receive it. All right. It's just chi. It just gives you a little more energy, and it's healing. All right. Yes, they will be. They will be. I already took a look at them, Remy. If you check in about, I don't know, maybe 2 hours into this reading, you can see. All right. I'm not going to cover them again for a little while because I just feel like I need to let it set. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you for making a great live. Bye. Love you guys.